Welcome back to my studio. I'm Bea Grob and I love to inspire you. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you're here, and in case you are new here, I'm glad you found my channel and I hope you enjoy my videos. Now today I'm here again for the video hop Let Us Start with Art. I will have all the links down below in the description box. There where it says show more right under the video, click on it and you will find all the information you need, the list with all the creators, the links to my Facebook groups and whatnot, and yeah, just hop from one creator to the other, and when you're back on my video you have seen them all. Now for myself, I'm still in the monochromatic mode, so as always I did test it first. This time I did actually an ATC first, which I used with some watercolor markers. Then I have done one version in mail art, post art size, so I have used like a student grade watercolor paints. And today I'm actually going to do my art piece. They were all on watercolor paper, like the same watercolor paper I use for my art piece. It is a 17 by 17 centimeters. I will put the inches somewhere on the screen because I have a frame which I want to use and the size can only be 70 by 70 centimeters. So that's what I'm going to use to paint on, and instead of the student grade I'm going to use my Daniel Smith watercolors. They are all Daniel Smith except the one here that's Tollens, but the rest is Daniel Smith. Now what I have here is the final piece after some sketches. I always do little sketches and then pull out what I like about it and make a neat sketch. And those sketches I did take a picture, or this sketch I did take a picture and made several sizes on the Photoshop. So I did shrink it to the size I actually need. I like to draw bigger than what I usually gonna need, just so it's easier. It's easier to draw a little bit bigger than so small. Anyway, for those who are members, free members of my blog, beagrob.com, there is a traceable which you can download for free. It's a free membership. There are other things up there which you can download. So head over to my website if you want those traceables. The other thing I'm going to use, as you can see, where did I put the cards here? I also added some greenery plants, whatever you want to call it, leaves. On the ATC I just added one because of the size, then on the postcard I made like two, and here on the actual artwork I'm thinking about adding three, depending a little bit if there is enough space. Those were rectangles. I'm going to work on a square that might interfere a little bit with the placement of the plants. Those masks are actually from my stencil leaves one. You can find them in my shop, also at beagrob.com, but you certainly can draw your own. That's also a thing. Okay, tracing. Is it okay to trace or not? I think it is okay, as long, I mean, first of all, I did my drawing myself, so for me it's okay anyway. It saves time, just purely saves time, and still you can trace other stuff too if you don't claim it's your drawings. That's totally fine. Why not? Trace if you don't feel comfortable doing things otherwise. That's totally okay, as long as you don't claim it. Now, tracing paper. I use the one from the art store, which is with graphite. I wouldn't recommend the one from the office, because this one with graphite you actually can erase afterwards without any smearing, while the other, it's usually like dark blue, purplish blue, you can't erase that, and it gives you like smears which you really don't like. And I usually use a ballpoint pen to trace, because I can see where I have been already. So I have like a purple ballpoint and I just start tracing. Do I hit the lines all the time? Nope. Do I care about that? Neither. I just want a general idea where I want my features, and that's about it. So even if I trace it, it doesn't mean it always looks the same. Okay, here we are. Okay, let's go on to the table to work on. I'm gonna switch camera. Okay, here we are. Now, I did use a waterproof marker. I happen to have the Micron pen. This is the graphic one I'm gonna use for that. I did adapt the sizes of the nib to the size of the fish. So this was a 003, this was a 03, and that's a 1. So the larger the image, the thicker the line. I'm gonna go with that. Okay. And I'm already thinking I might change it a little bit. And that's the good thing with this kind of graphite paper. I can erase it afterwards. Now, do you have to outline it? No, not really, but I like that look. Looks a little bit like illustrations. It's just the style I like my things, but that's personal preference. Again, I'm not following strictly the lines, I'm just have it sort of a guide. Now, before I can erase, I have to use the heat tool just to make sure that the micron pen is dry. I don't think I like it here, so I'm probably gonna go in with some white wash afterwards to hide those lines. There's always a solution. Where is my eraser? Here we are. I do like the kneadable eraser because it doesn't leave any crumbs, but if you have just a plastic eraser, just make sure that you get rid of all the crumbs you have from erasing. Obviously it wasn't dry completely here, so I have like dark spots, but oh well. I think that's it. Now, I need a little bit of room. I want to pull that a little bit closer. And I should have done that before. Is there something here I don't like? Okay, here we go. Now I'm gonna mix me some orange red this time. Just because I can. Is there something specific? I do have an iridescent or the lunar red rock. I really like both. I think it's there's something wrong. I know it. Okay. Let's turn that around. Okay. 2, 4, 6. I don't like it that way because I want to work here. I like the lunar red rock because it is granulating, so it gives a little bit of texture, which I think would be nice. But I still wanted red orange, so I'm gonna mix in more orange. And I just make quite a bit so that I don't run out. Now whenever you mix your own color, make sure that you have enough of that color. Let's go and first add some water just to the fish. Gonna drop in the colors afterwards, just to the body and the tail. And I want quite a bit of water. Maybe I'll leave a little bit white just around the eye for some variation. And even some spots in his body, but the tail I want completely red, but I did hit here a little bit. I don't want it here between the tail and the fin. So I have to dry that off right away. Okay, here we are. Just here, please. I know you can't probably not see it, but I do have white areas here, then around his eye. Okay. Now let's drop in colors. And move it a little bit. Okay, I think that's it already. Now for the fin and the mouth, I'm gonna use a rather concentrated, lots of pigment on the brush. And yes, it's gonna bleed in, but I'm totally okay with that. Now for the plants, I want it really watered down, so I add a little bit here and then add more water. I do leave a little gap between the fish and my stem from the plant because it's not dry yet. And here I don't want it to bleed in. Again, I do leave a gap between the leaf and the tail. I'm gonna add just a tiny bit of orange to the eye. And I forgot the lips. Now I'm gonna use quick the heat tool, but you could let it dry naturally also, but to speed up the video I'm gonna use the heat tool. Now I'm gonna fix those two stems which I decided I don't want them really, so I'm gonna use a Posca pen, and maybe I have to go over several times. Yeah, I think I have to go over again. It just bleeds through a little bit. Okay, here we are with our monochromatic painting for Let Us Start With Art. Don't forget, go down and see what the others are coming up with, show them some love. And yeah, I hope to see you soon again. Take care, bye.